Hello everyone and welcome on back to the channel. World of Warcraft is nearly 20 years old at this point, and I have had quite a journey with this game. And as I've journeyed, I've gone through phases where I have dove headfirst into the add-on world where I'm changing the HUD, adding a bunch of macros and auras and all that stuff from LUI to Voodoo. I just went through a period where I was playing the game in its most pure form without any add-ons. But now I have circled back to my era of add-ons. However, this time it's mostly about augmenting the way the game looks, both graphically and in terms of camera and overall gameplay. So in today's video, I'm going to be discussing the add-ons I have that give World of Warcraft a more action RPG look to it. Also enhances certain graphics and shaders and colorings. First and foremost, I think the most apparent change is probably with Reshade. Reshade is a third-party graphics and shaders add-on that is not necessarily tied to the CurseForge add-on collection. Now, this has a little bit of a tricky download when it comes to World of Warcraft because the game creates a folder or a launcher for the classic version and also a launcher for the retail version. I was trying to download it and I was accidentally downloading it to the classic version and it wasn't working. Figured out that I need to do it to the retail one, and lo and behold, it works. What Reshade can do is enhance certain features and certain shaders to correct color, to add certain vignette effects, to add bloom, to add lens flares, to make the image sharper, to make it a bit more blurry in certain areas if you want to smooth things out, and overall gives you a lot more control and diversity with your, and versatility, I should say, with your graphics and your overall presentation. Being able to have so many options at your disposal alongside the native graphic options can really create a unique and bespoke World of Warcraft experience, one that you want to play. Sometimes all the graphical updates that the game has gone through over the years have been absolutely stunning, but everyone has their own personal tastes. Some people like a bit more of a cartoony look with thicker edges, a little bit more emphasis on that contrast, while others might like it a little bit more monochromatic. Certain colorblind individuals might want to have more control over certain hues and vibrancies, and I think it'll actually give many people a great toolkit to explore those options. Next, I want to talk about the element that many of us are familiar with, and this is the Details add-on, which you can download from CurseForge, or the CurseForge. And this one in particular is the CurseForge War Within detail skin, so you don't have a really dense black box with a bunch of various icons. This one is much more akin to the default UI of World of Warcraft and really complements it quite well. You can go into your settings here, and under the War Within skins, you go into the settings under skins, and I currently have the War Within selected. You can hit New Gray, and you have all of these skin types, but the War Within is the one I particularly love because it really gives you that just stellar cohesive look to the native UI and UX design if you don't want to mess around too much with it. And next, I want to talk about two add-ons which I have recently downloaded, and it's been completely changing the way that I am playing World of Warcraft and really gives me that action RPG experience. First and foremost, I want to talk about ActionCam. ActionCam was always a need-to-know niche feature, which was tied to a console command in-game, back I think in Legion when they first added it. It has since become a so much more expanded add-on that people have really taken a hold of and crafted it to their own divine creation. You can download it in the CurseForge app, and then you can go over to your add-ons tab. No, add-ons. You go to options, and then in the options tab, you go to add-ons, and then you have the DynamicCam settings. It essentially allows you to change the offset of your camera, the pitch of your camera, so you can have an appearance that is more to the ground rather than super high up in the sky. And vertical pitch. Yeah, this is where it is. Vertical pitch will really give you a lot of that control. I find that the base camera is really high up and almost looking down on the character, but with this, you can scroll in and walk around and get more of that open view of the world. I love these options so very much that I'm kind of sad that it's not just a part of the default camera options in-game, most because I don't love to always be staring down at the ground. But of course, when it comes to certain environments, sometimes you do want a bit more of a zoomed out on the ground field of view, because you want to know where the damage markers are, where pools are, where it is safe to travel to so you don't get hit with mechanics. And there's always a time and place for certain different camera layouts. And that's another great thing about this add-on, is that it comes with certain profiles, so you can have profiles from various people if you would like to do so. You can import and export profiles so that you can have one appropriate for open world experiences, have some for PvP experiences, raids, dungeons, mythics, whatever you might be doing. There's a lot of functionality and a lot of versatility with the camera itself. Or if someone came up to me and asked me if I had one add-on in mind that could really change the way in which you look and the way in which you play World of Warcraft, it would be this mod. I really have completely changed my perspective of World of Warcraft as not just like an older MMO, but more of like a modern-y action-esque RPG strategy MMO game. Some of you might have noticed that this options menu looks a bit different, and there's also that left bumper, switch page. What could a bumper mean? I'm certainly not on console. Well, you'd be wrong, because I am on console at the moment. I guess I'm not on the actual console itself, but I am using a console controller. I'm currently moving around and playing with my Xbox One controller, which is the ConsolePort add-on. You can also download this from the CurseForge. This allows you to completely transform World of Warcraft into a game where you can utilize your console controller, sit back, play it on the couch if you'd like to. But this has really opened up a different way of playing World of Warcraft. Sometimes when I come home from work or I've had a long day and I want to get cozy and just like recline rather than standing or sitting straight up with the mouse and keyboard, I want to relax a little bit. And having my console controller plugged in and still being able to play WoW is such a treat. Little did I actually know, you can already do this without this add-on. There is a particular console command which you have to type into chat to enable it. But then you can go into your hotbar, into your options under your key binding, and you can set your console commands to that as well. So you don't technically even need to download this add-on. However, I found going into the options under keybinds, I found that there were a lot of issues when I was trying to use combo keybinds, like R right trigger plus X. When I was doing it without this add-on, it would just hit right trigger and it wouldn't give me time to input the next one. So it would just be right trigger. And I could only use basically like 4 or 5 console input, controller inputs. And I was left kind of stranded. And so I decided to take a look at the actual add-on ConsolePort. And it was through this that I was actually able to use combinations. One element with this is that I have it to where the actual UI looks very similar to the keyboard, so that if I want to, I can just then easily go right back to using my mouse and keyboard, which I'm using right now, and then I can just pick up the console and start, you know, using the joystick, and it seamlessly transitions to both. You can choose to go a bit more stylized if you would like to. You can go over to Action Bar, and then go to Layout right here. And you have your crossbar standard. You can set this to have a different look, a different appearance, if you so choose. You can try a few other things. There's minimal. There is the default version, which is a little bit more stylized. And you can really get a good amount of customization with this system. But I've really loved logging into all of my alts and exploring all the new zones, doing the quests, really reading all of the quests as well, and getting enthralled with the story that is World of Warcraft. There are so many expansions now that you really get to enjoy. Also, this does, I'm also controlling the camera zoom with my controller as well. One thing I also want to note is that I'm using the dialogue add-on, which gives you a new UI for quests. And I just think that this reads a lot better. The text is bigger. It highlights the quests in a way that I find the basic NPC interaction keys don't really do that. So I've opted for dialogue. Dialogue is a fantastic add-on. So if you are looking to read quest dialogue and really pay attention to the quests out there, I highly recommend downloading dialogue as well. Alrighty everyone, thank you all so very much for coming on by today's video. This was a rundown of all the different add-ons that I have been using in the new year, and how I have really taken my World of Warcraft experience and infused it with a new sense of adventure and wonder and excitement and joy. I think that's mostly what anyone could really ask for when it comes to a video game, is that you want to have fun with the moment-to-moment gameplay and moment-to-moment experience, and a lot of that can come down to how a camera is positioned in a game and the options that the game gives you to customize that experience. How you play with the different tools of playing a game. Is it mouse and keyboard, or do you have access to a controller? And the readability of it. How accessible is it? How translatable is it to these various tools of keyboard and mouse and controller? Yeah, I would love to hear your comments down below in regards to any of these add-ons. If you happen to not know an add-on or two, but have been interested because of this video, I would love to hear that. And if you have any questions in regards to the add-ons that I'm currently running, I would be more than happy to comment and give you some tips as to how I might set things up. And yeah, if there are any other add-ons out there that you think I would like, feel free to recommend them below. Comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one, I guess. Yeah, see you guys then. Mwah.